So first question, what do you understand by RBI's capital economic capital framework? Discuss whether RBI's economic capital framework requires a fix. So explain it. So answer is, so economic capital framework is a body of RBI who handled capital requirement for operation. So economic capital framework is a body of RBI who handled capital requirement for operation. ECF can be amount ECF amount can be used for critical situation faced by the country. RBI holds ECF reserve 27%, around 9.5 lakh crore, as total or around 34 lakh crore. So ECF benefits. So ECF amounts can be used for critical situation faced by the country. So RBI holds ECF reserve 2.27%, around 9.5 lakh crore, as total amount across around 34 lakh crore. ECF benefit. So this amount can be used at the time of economic depression in the country, as for much big crisis faced by Indian government like IL&FS and NPA, NBFS, ECF, and can push more liquidity in the market to handle capital requirement, as the central government needs more liquidity in the market to improve the strength of the business. The government needs more liability in the market to improve strength of the business. They want to reduce ECF reserve to 14% from 27%. As the central government wants more liquidity, MSME power and bank sector. Central government wants liquidity for MSME power and banks, etc. sector. What is ECF? ECF does ECF requires a fix? Yes. At the current situation, the government needs more capital in the market because government running with many financial issues like NPA, IL&FS issue, and rupee depreciation, and more liquidity in the market allows banks and business to improve their work, and in a short period they can improve GDP growth. Yes, it is. And no, as current NPA situation, more liquidity in the market create a new fresh NPA, and in near future country will face more issue way forward, as central government is demanding right thing. Without capital in the market, business will suffer from loss. GDP will come down. And good if RBI does some other measures to control NPA and other financial issue in the country, and for temporary provision provide some capital from ECF reserve. I think the government should go for some other alternative for capital beyond BPO. So, or another instance you can see. So people also written, IBS economic capital framework ECF economic capital framework has come into question due to recent statements from the government to put express reserve into more productive ways rather than keeping into central bank's vault. How much how much reserve does central bank RBI needs for how much reserve does central bank RBI the need for its operation? So as and how much surplus it should pass on the government. So following are the points in supports of high reserve and central banks, like excess amount can be utilized for productive use, confidence in the economy to meet challenges related to currency exchange rate and other market risk. Following points and are against maintaining high reserve. Following points are against maintaining high reserve. Like RBI has already been transferring surplus capital to the government, and so at the cost of transfers to its contingency fund, with the surplus transfers by financial year 18 rising 63% in financial year 17. At international level, most of the countries like US and UK etc. maintain 13 to 14% of their assets as the reserve, while RBI maintains around 27% of total assets. So central banks should decide capital reserve and risk capital capability requirement based on past experience and future likelihood of the scale and crisis along with aim of sustainable market situation of advanced economy. As per earlier economic suggestion, RBI excess capital was higher than international standard, and government to take cooperation from RBI before deploying it into other uses to maintain banks' independence and credibility. Way forward, independent committees similar to money policy can be formed, having government officials to decide reserve amount to avoid such issue in future. So you can see in all the things. The next is in others some answer. Cipra also written now here. You can see. So it is open. So we want to see the good answer. Everyone's answer is unique. So there are more than sorry there are more than one bone on one bone of contention between the money wing RBI and the fiscal wing of the economic administration. At the heart of it lies the latter asking for a surplus transfer of reaching 3.6 lakh crore from the former. RBI and the government seem to be at loggerheads on the issue, as RBI wants to transfer only 50,000 crore rupees. The government needs this amount for the recapitalization of banks and the public sector asset rehabilitation agency. Economic capital framework, it refers to the capital requirement by the RBI while taking into account different risks like volatility in foreign exchange holding and government securities, asset development reserves for taking care or of depreciation and other asset related costs, and a contingency reserve to take care of any unforeseen emergencies. According to Section 47 of the RBI Act, the RBI transfer the excess of income over expenditure to the government at the end of each fiscal year. Government wants to fix the framework by reducing the percentage of assets held by RBI as a reserve from 27% to 14%. US and UK. This means an excess capital of rupees 4.7 lakh crore can be handed over to the government. So out of the 9.7 lakh crore that the RBI can sell out, 2.55 lakh crore is part of the contingency fund, a tide over unforeseen losses. The remaining, which is 6.91 lakh crore, is form of currency and gold revaluation. Transferring such a huge amount of 4.7 lakh crore rupee can lead to macroeconomic stability in India, because it would mean exhausting the contingency fund completely, and further eating into the gold and currency assets. As gold and currency react to the markets, this fund is a volatile one. Moreover, selling gold and currency would also mean a dent in the forex reserve, which is already under pressure due to a weak rupee and rising crude oil prices. We should consider the follows following facts. Nowadays, getting loan from IMF is become very difficult due to strict norms prescribed by a classic. Example is the abysmal condition of Pakistan's economy. Modern age demands good relations with all countries, but the threat of sanctions from US always looms up as we are involved in defense deal with Russia and oil from Iran. However, hence the decision must be taken on rational and logical arguments rather than emotions, or will we bring up populist measures. The autonomy of RBI may be maintained at all cost. Okay, so now it's in all the answer, and I think it is the best answer. So, thank you. Just stop it.